Good evening, everyone. I'm John Chandler. I'm with the Karst Aquifier Coalition of Monroe County. We're a newer organization, maybe 3 months old. We were formed in response to the dry wells in Whiteford Township, the hundreds of wells that have gone dry mysteriously. We advocate for the taxpayer. We also provide oversight to elected officials, policy makers, lawmakers, and the industry. I have some perspective on a lot of these things that I've been listening to tonight, and I'm not here to tell you how to run your township. I'm just here to tell you that we're your friends. We're building an army. The War of 1812, Commodore Perry, Battle of Lake Erie, famous quote. We've met the enemy, and they are ours. Public Act 233 is nothing more than government overreach, in my most humble opinion. So, some of these challenges have a way of circling back to the geology, what's going on under our feet. In Whiteford Township, they're losing water. There's a reason they're losing the water. So, think of it as Swiss cheese under our feet, water traveling quickly in all directions. With that said, we're highly vulnerable to contamination, maybe 100 times more than other regions. Monroe County has been mapped as a Karst region. The Upper Peninsula of Michigan is also Karst. 20% of the world is Karst. I think you have to take a little bit different view of things in Karst. In 2013, an oil company came to us in Summerfield Township and said, we're going to put an injection well in your township. What does that mean? Well, we're going to dispose some salty water that's coming out of our oil wells into the ground 1,200 feet. Just putting it back where it came from. My planning chair said, you can't allow that. We're in Karst. Well, what does that mean? What is Karst? So I worked for Standard Oil, British Petroleum for 25 years, and I knew about injection wells. I didn't know about Karst, but I learned. And the state of Michigan said, you can't stop this because our laws supersede local laws. It's mining, and that's covered under energy, and that's covered under our laws. You can't stop us. Really? Well, after knowing the risks, I said, well, here's the deal. You're not going to do that here. So, Public Act 233 is similar, where the state has taken control, and they like for townships to make credos, workable ordinances. Can't be too restrictive. We'll give you some money if you go along with it. And if you don't, the state's going to take over and we're going to hammer you in court. Well, we're a little bit different, Summerfield. They got the middle finger on that one too. Good, we'll see in court. My spin on all of this stuff is, if you don't stand up and fight, you're going to get a battery storage facility. If you don't stand up and fight collectively as a community, you're going to have a data center. That's just the way it's going to be. And industry has a real slick way about bamboozling you. They might say in the battery storage, like, nah, we have containment and it won't catch on fire and everything else, but what if it does? Or we have a closed loop system in our data center. We have retention ponds. We have all sorts of this, that, and the other. Well, who's checking? The state? That's crazy. No, absolutely not. So you're playing Russian roulette, period. If something was to happen, there was a breach, contamination, how would you ever remediate? You wouldn't. And the reality of all this is injection wells, data centers, battery storage, if there was a contamination, it's not only local wells that are polluted, it travels. Your neighbors are going to get polluted. Worse yet, the lake's going to get polluted. No more irrigating potatoes, sir. No more farm animals. No more nothing. we're all screwed. So, very high risk, very low reward. Our group is just, I guess, trying to be real about things. And we're a Karst organization. We're not troublemakers. And I didn't come here to tell you how to run your township, but I do have some perspective on all this stuff. And I would recommend highly that somebody gets on the phone tomorrow to Wade Trim in Detroit and ask for Adam, and have Adam come in and clean up your master plan. He'll facilitate all your ordinances, he'll do the public hearings, and your life will be great. Everything will be put together, it'll just be perfect. Wade Trim, Detroit, Adam. And as far as these ordinances are concerned, if you're gonna make a creative or workable ordinance, and that's up to you guys. We faced the same thing at Summerfield, and our attorney convinced the planning commission to make a workable ordinance. That was the right thing to do because of legalities. And the board said, no, we already have a local ordinance that says you can do it, but only in the industrial section. That's what our master plan says. Well, that's not workable apparently because the industrial section is so small. And the board said, oh, it's too bad, that's our ordinance. We're standing on that. Yeah, but the state says they have the power. Well, we'll see about that. I'm not suggesting you guys behave like that. I'm telling you, if you don't fight, you're gonna get it.
Thank you, Mr. Chandler. I do have to cut you off though, out of respect, to make sure I'm fair across the board.
If I've offended anybody, you'll never see me. If you wanna know more about what we're doing, we're on Facebook.
Can you write down your contact information?